I'm Brian Westbrook with Geekwire Studios here at AWS Summit in New York City, joined by Aviatrix's Vice President of Product Management, Chris McHenry. Chris, first of all, how's the show been for you so far?
Super fun. You know, I think this is, AWS does an amazing job with the show, bringing in incredibly innovative people to really innovate together and build a better cloud.
And building a better cloud is kind of the theme of all of this, and Aviatrix has a suite of solutions to really help make that happen. For those that are not familiar, maybe tell us a little bit about Aviatrix, what you do and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, so we are a cloud networking and network security company. I think it's really important to look at this landscape. In fact, if you look around the show, there's actually a lot of companies here that do networking and network security, which to me showcases the need for these kinds of things in the cloud. Importantly, we are different in that we were born in the cloud. We're about 10 years old, started in AWS, and really built our solution from the ground up to optimize for the uniqueness of cloud itself.
And uniqueness, you have a partnership with AWS. You've been working on this for about a decade now. Tell us about the partnership and what is unique about your relationship with AWS.
Yeah, you know, we primarily target enterprises, so I think that's one thing that's really, really important. And one of the things that we found is that as enterprises grow and mature in the cloud, one of the things that, the networking and network security gets complex. And just because you left the four walls of your data center doesn't mean that you can't care about these things anymore. I mean, to some extent, the network is what makes the cloud possible, right? It's how you access the applications. And so for a long time, AWS has had an incredible specialization in compute, and they're doing some amazing things in Gen AI right now. And we're really here to help, honestly, with some of the unsexy things, right? The things that allow you to utilize the cloud in networking and network security. So we've been partnering with AWS. Our founder, Sherry Wei, multiple times during the early phases of the company, we built Transit Gateway for AWS before they had a Transit Gateway. We were on stage with them to help organizations better operationalize some of their foundational services in 2018 and again in 2020. And a long-standing partnership where we're really here to help enhance the experience that customers have and really allow the application teams and the network security teams to both love the cloud.
What are you hearing from your customers that are here at this show? What are their challenges today, maybe that are different from when we gathered just even a few months ago?
Yeah, so one thing that has really shifted, I've been at Aviatrix about 2 years now, so even in that time, right, lots of changes in the landscape. Gen AI, obviously, I'm not gonna, it is what it is. We'll talk about some different stuff. One of the things that has really changed is we have seen multi-cloud become a reality. I know we're at the AWS show, but anytime you introduce a new domain that you have to learn, complexity increases. And so fundamentally, and that's one of the challenges that we try to solve. In fact, one of our announcements at the show this week was our Cloud WAN extension capability, which allows customers who are using Cloud WAN in AWS to get a similar experience in the other clouds that they might be a part of, right? So that partnership, I think, is really key. So multi-cloud, big one. The second one that we see that's been really, really critical is cost optimization. And it's really interesting because one of the things that we do that's unique is we call ourselves a network of one. It's a consolidation of all the different things that sometimes are individual services delivered by AWS or one of the other cloud providers. Every time you add a service, there's cost associated with it. And if I can consolidate and really unify that experience into a single platform, we can actually show customers some pretty significant cost savings. We're working with a large retail customer just recently and saving them $10 million a year on networking costs, which is great because now you can put that back into the things that matter, the apps, right? And that's so those two themes have been really powerful for us over the last, really even 6 months.
Now, a lot of enterprises are using Aviatrix. What are you learning from them? What are your solutions? How can that really benefit an enterprise customer?
Yeah, so we have, I think this is really powerful. Our logos are amazing. We have about 10% of the Fortune 500, right? And so it's about that there's a few things that I see as complexity drivers, and we're here to help simplify those things, and that has a lot of different impacts, right? Simplification includes cost savings, but it also includes operational efficiencies, better resiliency, better better uptime. There's some key areas in networking that are uniquely challenging, things like when you're connecting to another business, as an example. And the reality is no business is isolated. You have all of these partners that you're working with to provide different services. We drastically simplify that for a lot of organizations. Customers that are moving their apps to the cloud and need the customer's customer to connect to it. A lot of customers use us for that. These are the unique areas where networking becomes challenging. And then, to be perfectly honest, we launched a feature last year that we called Distributed Cloud Firewall, which is a first in the industry. It's a re-architecture of the way that customers think about network firewalling. And we've seen amazing traction over the last year with customers who are honestly thinking different about how they implement network security in their environment in a way that is more cloud native, to be honest. We took the concepts of the AWS well-architected framework, turned that into an architecture that you can deliver network security, microsegmentation, and zero trust as a part of. And that's been, for me, when I see a customer where we take them in 2 months from having little to no internet security to being in a fully zero trust oriented model, which we did with one of our large financial customers over the last 3 months, that gets me personally excited, right? Because I feel like we're making an impact.
Certainly lots of exciting stuff here. We definitely want you to check out Aviatrix and all of the amazing things they are doing here. I'm Brian Westbrook at AWS Summit in New York City. Thanks for watching.